just have to bring up tariffs once again. Um, I think we may have discussed it, but that might have been just on a personal phone call between you and IJ. But companies, at this point now, they are reporting that they want to start adding an extra fee for the tariffs to be added on to make you aware that we are the ones that will be paying the tariffs, not other countries. Please don't get it misconstrued. Amazon put out um, I guess, a notice to everyone that we would see a fee for the added tariffs on the administration. Basically bullied Mark Bezos. Is that his name?
The CEO of Amazon,
Yeah,
uh, Jeff Bezos.
Jeff. Oh, sorry, Jeff Bezos. They bullied Jeff Bezos and they rescinded doing that. And then I know Walmart has started to add on that tariff fee. You should see that in your fees. I have not seen it. I placed a Walmart order today. I didn't see a extra fee. But I have not purchased anything from out of the country on Amazon within the past month or at Walmart that required it to be shipped to me within the past month. So I will keep you all updated on that. Um, in my opinion, Walmart did get bullied by the administration for adding on that extra fee, and that has not changed. Walmart will continue to show that extra fee. If anyone has some proof of that extra fee and they're seeing that in their Walmart card, definitely screenshot it and send it to us. We would love to take a gander and laugh. Um,
I think that it's shown that it's been good for their stock because, of course, they intend to see that they're going to be making more money from this, which is again good for their stock, but not good for everyday consumer.
mhm, mhm. Um, I believe I have also received some emails from different companies that have talked about the increase in price due to the tariffs. I received a few from different companies last week. I haven't received anything this week from any company that's different, but some companies that I do purchase from has sent me an email regarding the tariffs and the increase on prices. So I'm sure that some of you, if you do check your email and you do receive promotional emails from certain brands, you may be receiving those tariff emails as well. Have you received any, Jay?
Something I haven't seen any yet in my email.
Yeah, I've gotten a few.
Okay, you know, I'll keep
Um,
my eyes open for them though.
Um, let's see. So then we are going to keep that topic. We're going to throw a pin in that to see. This is still a developing story with the tariffs. I mean, as we know, Trump went to. We didn't talk about this either. Trump went to Abu Dhabi. Where did he go? The Middle East.
He kind of had like a tour of the Middle East and went to a few different places. Um, I want to say he ended in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
He was all over the place. He wasn't just in one place. Yeah, he went on
Yeah,
a Middle East
and
tour,
so
and I know it pissed off Netanyahu something serious. That,
So yeah, he went out to the Middle East. He received a $400 million airplane. In the midst of all of this, apparently, it's going to be after his presidency is going to be transferred over to the Trump administration foundation or whatever, Trump Foundation, which eventually it would be Trump's to use. And in general, Trump has also mentioned that he was embarrassed by Air Force One because the Air Force One plane is not the brand new, it's not golden plated and things like that. And Trump has mentioned of him being embarrassed to walk out of Air Force One when all other world leaders are, walking from golden plated, crusted uh jets or airplanes, and he is not.
Yeah.
There
Well,
has that
yeah.
as we know, I don't know which Middle Eastern country that it did come from specifically, but the country that it did come from, they do have ties with Hamas. And so there is a huge issue with that because we're having issues with uh Hamas at this time due to everything that's going on.
Has issues with Hamas. The United States, not necessarily. And that's part of where I said what I said earlier about Netanyahu, because he does not like the fact that President Trump is getting all chummy with Hamas, because then that allows him to have conversations that Israel isn't at the table at. And that is where Netanyahu does not like that, because it's like, oh, you cheated on me, big dog. Well, you gotta understand, Trump don't want to deal with this shit no more. He's tired of dealing with this war. But at the end of the day, I don't know. He gonna do something weird, but that's part of the course. But yeah,
Yeah.
him getting chummy with Hamas is pissing off Israel. But that's fine. As far as I'm concerned, Israel can get
So with the plane, when the plane does get to America, if it's already in America, I don't really know the full details of that. But in order for a president to use the airplane that has been gifted, it would have to be searched centimeter by centimeter for mics, for things that could compromise any U.S. government secrets that the Middle East could use and give those details to Hamas. So, regardless, in order to do that, is going to take a lot of resources, i.e., tax money, to hire the amount of staff that is going to be needed to basically search the entire plane for anything that could compromise the secrecy of what's going on in the U.S. government. So that is another story that we would have to stick a pin in because that is a continued story. Now, some people believe that he should not have taken the plane simply because it is written in the Constitution that a presidential candidate is not supposed to receive any gifts from anyone or any bribes of any form. But as we know, we do have a president that doesn't give a fuck about any of all of that. So
it just goes by the
we
rules.
we can't be surprised that he's looking out for him like he's been looking out for him from the beginning. So it's no surprise to me. Um, but we did have to bring that up. That's something else that did happen. While we were vacationing last week.
Yes, indeed. Oh man, yeah, wild times, wild times. Um, what about that plantation fire? What happened?
Yes. When did that happen? Was that over the weekend?
Yes, it was over the weekend. I want to say it was Saturday.
Okay.
At least that's when I saw it on like online.
Yeah.
So
I think it had to have been Saturday either. Yeah. So the it's it's an antebellum house, the last one in the United States in Louisiana, caught on fire from the roof. Um, there's no known arsonist that has caused this fire. You know, if you are if you are saying it loud, you're letting you're proud, then we know the ancestors are working on our behalf to show signs and wonders that they are working for us on the other side.
Oh yeah.
So I think that.
Apparently, oh sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead. No, you go ahead. You said apparently what?
Well, I just want to throw this in there. Apparently, as I was reading, they said that descendants of the slaves that used to be in that house were still working in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
very. Continue.
Yeah, so I think that is quite symbolic if you think of it. A white house with I forgot what those, they're not columns. Those things in the front of it. What are they called?
I will just say olives. I have no idea. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay. Well, those white columns up and down in front of the house, it definitely resembles the White House in DC, in my opinion. And it caught on fire from the top down, and of course the social media had a field day with that. So I think that it
they definitely did have a field day with that.
so
I mean, rightfully so.
yeah, rightfully so.
It's just
um
the irony of it all, right? Like, I mean, well, where will they learn?
yeah. Yeah. But I think that that goes to show, with the black community, that we need to keep doing what we're doing. Keep going to your line dancing classes. Keep going to trail rides. Keep keeping on the way that we're doing, because things are working on the other side that we have no control over. Okay.
Seasons and the changing of the guards, and a lot of what we're seeing happening in the world today is an effect of that. The old powers that have had control over everything for so long that was not theirs to begin with, they stole it. They are fighting like hell right now to maintain that power. And that's why you're seeing so much crazy stuff happening, because they trying to keep it, but nature always wins. Nature always wins. Nature will reclaim what is its, what it belongs to, even though man tries to do otherwise. And when I say man, I mean those that don't deserve nor belong to it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think that this is just one of so many others before now, um, of proof to show that black folks are not having it in the physical, and they ain't having it in the spiritual. So, this is another thing that we would have to put a pin in for the next thing that will occur before the election year.
Yeah, on top of everything else, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
so
there's gonna be a lot more, a lot of
yeah.
things.
But it was not something I expected to be on my bingo card. So, there's a
Yeah, it's
handful of
very
things that
unexpected. I agree.
that we aren't expecting to occur. We do need to update on the what is the boy's name? The one that killed that white boy. Yeah,
Yeah,
Carmelo. I
down in
did see
Texas.
something about he is going to be able to walk into graduation.
Yes, as he should.
And I saw that there was some uproar about that, but at the end of the day,
That's too
he
damn
was
bad.
defending himself, and he should be able to walk in his graduation. He earned his degree, and he should be able to walk just like the white boys who have killed black boys have been
Mm.
able to do up until now.
Yeah,
So we
exactly.
do that is I know that we've stuck a pin in that story for updates as they come, but that is a update on the Carmelo story.
Good for him. Good for him. I'm happy to hear that. That makes me very happy.
Um all right, so the next thing that we wanted to, I guess, uh also talk about, do you want to talk about the Diddy case, or do you want to talk about uh Shannon Sharp or the white South Africans that came?
Yeah, I'll just talk a little bit quick about Diddy's case. You know,
Okay.
I just think that it's real messed up that they're making a big deal about this and trying to put this as a quote unquote sex trafficking thing where you had Hugh Hefner that will bring in females from all over the world that got flew out to his freaky penthouse or wherever, Playboy Mansion, excuse me. So, and all kinds of stuff went down there that they know about. It's very well documented. So, when he got to die peacefully. So, I just see it as a double standard. And plus, all the stuff that they're talking about with P. Diddy, that's not part of the case. It's not got anything to do with what he's charged with. Yeah, he's a freak. Yeah, he was on drugs. Yeah, he beat his girlfriend at the time. But that ain't what he's being. That ain't what he in court for right now. Where is the sex trafficking? That's what I want to know. So, anyways, Shannon Sharp. I don't really know what else is going on with
Oh, I
that.
wanted to comment on the sex
Oh,
trafficking.
go ahead.
So it wasn't this year. It might have been either last year or year before last. They actually made defined what sex trafficking is. And so sex trafficking is flying someone from one state to another to perform sexual acts on somebody else that is not legal. As we know, prostitution is not legal. It's only legal in the state of Nevada. And even that, you can still get arrested for prostitution. So, where the by those definitions, by that definition of what sex trafficking is, the male escort that Cassie and Diddy hired, he was not from the state of wherever they had this sexual act, wherever they were having sexual acts at, and actually the escort didn't even know that it was P Diddy at first. But the escort did agree to a $200 fee to perform this sex act with Cassie, with Diddy to be watching. When the escort did show up, Cassie ended up paying him $4,000 instead of the 200 that he charged. Though that situation occurred time and time again, where he was getting flown into the state to perform these acts. Eventually, they did do enough where he stopped accepting payment because he actually liked what he was doing with them, and it started to become a consensual relationship and not business. So the sexual trafficking is basically when he was getting flown out and getting paid to do a sexual act as with Cassie and Diddy. Yes, the Playboy Mansion, all of that. There's been so many other things where people have been flown in to do sexual acts, whether it was on camera or whether it was not. It didn't matter then because there was not a clear definition in law of what technically sex trafficking is. But now there is a law, now there is a definition to what sex trafficking is being flown into another state to fuck somebody else with the end result of there being money, a contract, if you will, from
Big Papa,
said
you said
sexual
something real
acts.
important. They
Mhm,
just defined this. So we're talking about something happened. They broke up in what 2018. So again,
mhm.
it, why? It's, so like now we're just making laws that for stuff that we already done did now, and now making it retroactive. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing now? Okay, I guess so.
Oh, I don't know if they're making it retroactive. I mean, everyone knows that there is a
I mean,
time
that's what
period
it
into
sounds like.
which, yeah, I mean, but there is a time period as to which uh that the law or that you and I can use to sue someone. And if it
Right.
is within
So
that time period,
after they've made a
then
law, after I've done something that you didn't like, so then you went in and got a law made, and now you can
mhm.
say, okay, now you can go back in time because it wasn't legal back then, but we just said it's legal now, so now you can go back. Do you see the problems with that?
Yeah, there is a problem with it, but I
Yeah,
mean, you can say,
yeah.
well, let's say you wanted to sue somebody for something that they did 6 years ago, and legally that person can say, well, that was 6 years ago, why he didn't say something when it happened.
That's not the
Well,
same. That's not the same. We're talking about laws. We're talking
that's
about
we
laws,
are
not the
talking
same
about
thing
laws, and
as
those laws is what
that's
I'm
not the same
referring to,
thing
is that
as if
look
somebody
back
just sued
period.
somebody because you could have sued them a long time ago. That's not the same thing. We're talking about a law being made and then it retroactively being put on somebody. That's not the same as waiting 6 years after the fact to sue somebody. That's different. You could have sued them at any point in time, but you couldn't go after someone. And this is more like a civil thing, but they try to make it a criminal thing. See, they're going after him
Mhm,
criminally for
mhm.
something that wasn't a crime, that they made a crime. You see what I'm saying?
No, I see what you're saying. I
But like
completely
that's where it's
understand what
not.
you're saying.
This is not the same at all. if if you were going to sue somebody, it's because you had grounds to sue them, and at the end of the day, a judge can always throw out the lawsuit. Um, you could sue me because I wore a black shirt on Tuesday. On 5 years ago, right? Like you could do that.
Mhm,
Now, would it stand up in court? That remains to be seen. You will use our best judgment on that. But no laws were broken and nothing was created and then retroactively said, oh, black shirts can't be worn on Tuesday 5 years ago. So now we're gonna say that black shirts can't be worn on Tuesday. And now because he wore this black shirt on Tuesday 5 years ago, now you can go and go. But again, this is just what they do with black men in America. They just come up with shit. They can make it do whatever they want to do. And that's just the facts. Meanwhile, you
mhm.
have the Abercrombie and Fitch CEO who was doing the same thing and or not worse with little boys that were trying to just model that he's having sex with underage boys. He gets uh he gets out on bail. He did he gets locked up. I mean, again, it's a double standard. Like, come on, like that. I don't. Whatever.
Um, so we're gonna continue to speak on, the Diddy trial as it comes. I do believe that if he does not get some time in jail for this, for sex trafficking. Definitely the drugs that they found, and the other things. I'm sure he will. Huh?
That's not even the drugs and stuff. That again, if that's what the case was about, yeah, I could understand that. That's not even part of the case. Them
Right.
being
That's not a
on
part
drugs
of
and
this
shit.
case, but he has other cases. Yes.
Well, right, but that's what they again. They keep bringing out all this stuff. They keep showing that video. They keep talking about, but again, that has nothing to do with this case. But they
Yeah.
keep bringing it up and making it a part of the thing.
Hmm.
So again, I get it when you're in the courtroom, your job is to win no matter what. But I mean, and apparently he's got some really good attorneys too. So I mean, it's real interesting to see them juke it out. So, like I said, we'll see what continues to happen. We'll keep watch on it.
Yeah. Yes, we will. Um. I mean, speaking of black men, we did not touch on the Shannon Sharp case, but I'm sure you can go ahead, Jay, and let us know your opinions on that case.
Hopefully about that. What's going on, man?
Well, I mean, as we know, it's a black man dealing with white women. Different white women are accusing him
But I mean,
of.
like, is there anything new from like whatever happened last week? That
I think the only thing new is that, besides, I mean, when the information came out, it was about one girl, which um she was also, I guess you could say, an escort of some sort, or it was some type of dom sub weird situation. But since then, I think two other women have also um added on to the lawsuits against Shannon Sharp. Now, I did see that he had a new episode come out on YouTube, so it's not stopping his grind or his views, per se. But as I don't think that we really notated on him backing away from some of his deals, or his deals backed away from him, however that goes. And all of this is, a duck in the water. We're waiting on updates on the Shannon Sharp case, but it would not be, since we are talking about P. Diddy, we have to bring up Shannon Sharp. That's something we didn't touch on.
I mean, ain't nothing happened. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
Okay. What is the other thing? So we can touch on the white South Africans that came over. White South Africans,
oh yeah, of course.
welcome to America. Y'all got moved into dirty, cheap,
You got
no
moved into a
money
burning
Alabama.
house.
So hopefully y'all can, your Dutch apartheid agreeing asses will find some backwards MAGA, and sticking with them in Alabama. I hope that the government can find some type of resources for you and your family. Since they moved you into the most poorest state alongside with Mississippi. So,
And South Carolina, I heard.
huh?
And South Carolina, I heard too.
Yeah. So, well, poor as South Carolina as well. So
You
I wish you all the best. Have you to? I just want to make sure it's aware that we are not the Africans in Africa. We are not those people, and we do believe in using folded chairs to bust a bitch on the side of their head. So the best thing for you to do in our house is to sit down somewhere and be quiet.
I
And
mean, if they don't know, they're gonna learn. So yeah, definitely facts. I can't wait to see like the first TikTok or whatever of them that have after around found out because they they did something to the wrong brothers just out there in the streets. I just can't wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some good. That's
Yeah.
gonna be
Speaking
some
of
good.
TikTok, please follow us on TikTok. We don't have any content out there. We're trying to get our follower count up so that we can also go live from that page. So yeah, you can follow us on TikTok, TPP underscore podcast, and you should see us there on TikTok.
Cool. I like it. Oh, what else do we have? Is that it?
Um, we did not discuss the new pope.
Yeah.
So the Vatican has chosen a new pope, first American pope that they have had.
What
They
people?
have dug into his past history. He does have some connections to Louisiana, the Creoles. He is not Pope Leo the 14th is not identifying himself as black or having any black ancestry, but whether he wants to say that he is or not, he is directly related to Creole, the Creole people in New Orleans, as well as, having African Americans in his lineage. But of course, as most white people do, they don't want to be associated to being black. They want to be their own person. But
Well, anyway,
you
so
know,
you can claim white. That's fine. We don't fight enough. It's okay. We waiting
and
this out on nothing. Waiting this
yeah,
out on nothing.
so
No love lost.
so Pope Leo, he's in there, and I know that he has already spoken out to stand with Ukraine, wishing that the war would stop against Russia. So he also has some previous, I guess, Twitter accounts, posts where he definitely showed that he was against Trump, or the release of Trump. So that has been yet to see. So more as the story develops with the Pope. If anything drastic happens, we will definitely, um, you know, speak on it in future shows.
If we will
And
be
now we're
talking.
at our last topic, which is on a positive note. Most of the time, we don't end these podcasts on a positive note, but on a positive note, today is Malcolm X's birthday. He would be 100 years old.
Yes, indeed.
And so I will leave you with this question: if Malcolm X didn't get murdered by the government, um, and he was alive today, um, but he was 100 and with it. We'll say that he was 100 and with it. Right now, 100, and he's still talk. He's on the same level as Claude. Okay. Still able to talk, still able to get on video, still able to do interviews, knows he's still within the head, knows what he's talking about, whatever. Do you feel as though Black America would be in a different position that we are in now had still Martin Luther King Jr. would have died, and we'll just say Malcolm X lived?
I think that yes, I think the Nation of Islam will be a lot bigger than where it is today. And that being said, I think their influence would be a lot larger, which, that would mean that the culture of Black America would be slightly different than what it is today. Um, it would be very different than what it is today. That's what I think. And I think that this is why they get rid of Black leaders, or at least Black people that lead, like where they say, okay, this is the leader of the black people. They don't want that because it will put a positive trajectory that they don't want for us. So, yeah, that's what I think. I think that you would be in a more positive position than where we are, and we would have more power politically as well. I think
Hmm.
because we would have never let our foot off their necks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. Mhm.
Yes, I agree with you. I think there would, if you look at the Nation of Islam, they have more of a militant style, um, that they follow. And I did see a couple of y'all brothers out there in Fayetteville when I rode through. Y'all was out there passing out them those those newspapers that y'all give out to try to convince people to show some respect to the law. So shout out to those two brothers in Fayetteville that was passing out information from the Nation of Islam. I saw y'all out there. So
Word.
yeah, I think, huh?
That's a word.
Yeah. Um, I was gonna say, yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think that there will be um, a lot more pushback and a lot more of, like you said, Nation of Islam would be definitely a lot bigger. However, as things get bigger, that puts in the question of, would the government consider them as terrorists at that point? You know, because I mean, it, it was, we would still have to deal with white America at that time.
To your point, that's where I go back to. Yeah, we probably would have, and a lot of things would have happened. But then that goes back to where I think we still would have gained more political power than what we ended up gaining through quote unquote integration and civil rights. Like this whole thing that happened with affirmative action, that would have happened. We would have stood for it. So, yeah, I think politically, like I said, we would be stronger despite what may have been viewed at the time and would have been a necessary evil, I think.
Hmm. Okay, well, I think we're gonna have to end on that note. Where are we at with time? Okay, perfect. So we've pretty much caught back up on everything. Is there anything that you wanted to touch on? All right. Well, we are going to end the show here. Once again, we want to tell you all, please follow our social media. We are on TikTok. We are live streaming on YouTube as we speak. And our page on YouTube is what, Jay?
We are TPP Podcast, literally TPP, the letters T, P, and P podcast
Yeah. Okay,
on YouTube.
on YouTube. So put that into your search bar. We should come up, and it is free for you to subscribe. It's also free for you to hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we go live.
And share.
Same thing here on X. Follow us on our um X page so that you can be notified when we go live. Follow Jay on his social. What is your at on X? Okay, and
JCJ 08STA.
And then you can definitely give me a follow at Mimi underscore DHA underscore GR8. You can also find me on TikTok at um Mimi the Great underscore with the 8 for great GR8. And then where else are we? We're not on Instagram, right?
Yeah. We're
Okay,
working
yeah.
on
So we're
Instagram
working
soon.
on
So that
IG
should be like
and
within the
Facebook.
next, yeah.
And then, so give us a follow on those channels and you should be seeing us soon. We're also possibly working on a pre-show just to move some more traffic over to our live streams and so we can have some conversations in the chat. I didn't see any mentions or chats here in the X Face. Did you see anything on YT?
No, nothing either. Well,
All
I
right.
know I was having some audio issue. I do apologize about that. So we'll continue to work on that and improve the show further.
Yes, we are a work in progress over here. But definitely follow us where you can hear us and we'll keep coming back and um talking about you know different topics, celebrity gossip, etc., etc.
All day, every day. Yes, indeed.
All right then, bye.
Peace. Have a good night. Bye.
Hey.
Cassette all day, every day. Yes, indeed. All right, then. Bye. Peace. Have a good night. Bye. Bye. Cassette all day, every day.